So the gift box, what is that about? Well, the gift box represents the gift of who you are. And I'm wondering if when I talk about the gift of who you are, what comes up in your head? Do you know what your gifts are? Do you feel like you're using them actively in your life to live a full, engaged, purposeful life? Or do you hear yourself saying, yes, I don't have any gifts? It's really important to notice that, because the way you feel about the gift of who you are informs your whole life. It impacts how you approach opportunities and how you see possibilities. What started out as being this incredible passion, this thing that I love to do, this one thing I was good at. I wasn't that strong in school, but I was really good at dancing, and I really loved it. Suddenly, was ended. I mean, I was still doing dancing, but it was more extracurricular. And I didn't know who I was anymore, because the way I knew myself was through dance. So I went through this huge identity crisis as a teenager. Who am I? Have any of you ever experienced that in your life? Sometimes it's young. Sometimes we go in and out of that. Who am I? A time in your life when you felt deeply fulfilled and satisfied. And what were you doing? Does anybody want to share? Yeah. Yeah.
I had 3 children, which I always wanted to do, 7 kids. And I had the opportunity to be an at-home mom, so I stayed home with them for 14, 15 years.
Wonderful.
And I raised them. So in that, it was like the best time of my life.
Yeah, and that's one of the most challenging things to do too. There's no manual for raising children. So I want to ask you, what were the qualities that came out of you doing that? Like what in yourself came out of you being that parent and raising those children?
Well, one of the things that I sensed with them is they're independent, responsible kids, so I feel like I did my job. And in a way, I feel like that was my purpose in life, and now that's over. So I really don't have any purpose anymore. I did it.
Okay.
And they're done that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
They're another one.
Yeah, okay. So I want to hear from you. What, by raising your children, what did you get from that? Was it a sense of accomplishment, love, belonging, connection?
All of it.
Yeah, okay.
All of it,
So when we clue in to what it is that brought us this deep sense of satisfaction and fulfillment, what are those qualities? We can apply those to anything else. Right? So really tune in to who we are. We get the big ideas. We find bliss. We come alive. And we find peace within ourselves. So the tuning in is about developing that relationship with yourself, sitting with yourself in meditation, in stillness, in some way that you can tune in more and more to what's going on in there. There's so much information inside of us. And it's so easy to not listen to it because the world is coming at us all the time with a lot of stuff, right? I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down and put your awareness in your heart center. I want you to go down into your heart center. And I want you to imagine a jewel there. Imagine a jewel living in the center of your heart. And I want you to notice, what color is that jewel? What shape is that jewel? And it may start out as one color and it may change, so that's okay. Just let it be what it'll be. So just settle in and see that jewel in your heart. And I want you to see how the light from that jewel reflects off of it to the rest of the room here. Keep your eyes closed, but let the light of that jewel, actually before we go into the room, let's let the light of that jewel go throughout your whole body, lighting up every cell in your body. See yourself filled with that light. You know, years ago, I was in a Tony Robbins seminar. Does anybody know Tony Robbins? Yeah. It was in Manhattan, and we went to this hotel, and it was a neuro-linguistic programming, which is what he was doing a lot then, and it was a firewalk. Has anyone done a firewalk in here? Yeah, you heard of it, yeah. So I said, that sounds pretty wild, let me try it. In those days, I tried a lot of those kinds of things. And so we spent the evening kind of doing this psych up and talking about various things. And then at the end of the evening, we went down to the street where they had lined up wood that burned down to coals, and they put it in 6 feet long paths, or about 2 feet wide. And we were to stand at the head of that and walk across. And when I first saw it, it's like, no way. I was really scared. But we had just spent the 2 hours before that psyching ourselves up and kind of coming up with tools and ways that we could do that successfully. So what he taught us was to stand very powerfully and to pull in the power. Pull in the power. And then to look up into, when you put your eyes up, you access your imagination. So we taught us to look up, access our imagination, and think cool moss as you start walking across the coals. Cool moss, cool moss, cool moss. So I did. And I turned around when I got done, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just walked across hot coals. And as soon as I doubted myself, my feet started to burn. So I said, no, the evidence is right there. I absolutely did walk across those coals. And so what that taught me was, number one, imagination is an incredibly powerful thing. And anything is possible. You can't. Because when they tell you you can't, what do you think happens? And so sometimes that means letting go of people in our life, which can be hard. Or sometimes it means just spending less time with some people in our lives who are negative. You want to surround yourself by people who are supporting you to live purposeful, passionate lives, and to take that out into the world. Because the more we do that, the more we create this beautiful world. And the more we feel wonderful inside. And what will that bring you if you do that, as far as state of being?
Well, I'm hoping that if it confirms that this is a good choice for me to switch and do this new job, if I can get one in that area, if it confirms it, I think it'll be like the swimming.
Right.
It'll be wonderful.
That's great. And meanwhile, when you do this step, it'll bring you clarity.
Yeah.
It might bring you confidence. You will know your competence in that job.
And I take away the fear, because the fear is not knowing. So that's what I'm saying. If it denies it, like if the more time I spend with it and I say, what was I thinking? This is
right.
Then I'll just say, okay, good thing I didn't switch.
Right. So if you don't have fear, what do you have?
Confidence.
Yeah. That's another piece. We often speak in negatives. We talk about what we want to get rid of. I want to get rid of fear. I want to get rid of stress. I want to get rid of weight. How inspiring is that? You know, when we say confidence, you actually start to feel confident just by even saying it. When I say I want to get rid of stress, if I say instead, I want to bring some peace into my life, which for me is the opposite of stress, I start to feel even kind of peaceful talking about it. When I say I want to lose weight, I mean, that's really a negative that's hard to do. But when I say, I have this great pair of jeans that I want to feel good and comfortable in, and like I look like $1,000,000 in it. Now, I'm going to hang those jeans on the front of my closet, and I'm going to look at them every day. And every time I make choices about what I eat, I'm going to remember those jeans. How inspiring is that? Great, thank you. Oh, come on. Didn't say interactive. Anyone else? Yes, Therese.
When you and I worked together, every week that I saw you, I would write down in my journals, and I still have the book that I took with me after all of my sessions with you. And what I notice now is I go back and read through almost the entire book, like once a month. And it feels great to look back and look at what I wanted to accomplish and look back and say, I did them. I really got here. And I believe it was because you helped me put them down in writing. I held myself more accountable to what I wrote down. You never want to look back at a journal that, that you put down your dreams and goals and say, well, I didn't do that, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So now I have a new set.
Okay.
For me.
Okay. So what's up for you now?
This year, I really want to get in shape. I want to get fit, I want to lose a couple of dress sizes, and I just, think by taking action right now and surrounding myself with the right people and working with a trainer or whatever it's going to be, I think I would be really proud and feel great and be much more energetic.
And what piece of clothing are you going to hang on the front of your closet to remind you
Oh,
about
a mini
that?
skirt.
Go for it.
Or maybe a two-piece bathing suit.
Yeah, that'll work, that'll work. That'll keep that right there in the front of your head. So I want to end with saying this. It's called Keep the Channel Open. There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium. And it'll be lost. The world will not have it. It's not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable, nor how it compares with other expressions. It's your business to keep it yours, clearly and directly. To stay open and aware to the urges that motivate you. Keep the channel open. It's been a pleasure being with you today. Thank you.
So that was very enjoyable.
Thank you. And your name is?
Lil. You can put Lil.
L-I-L?
Lil.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad you came.
I love you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so sorry. Hi, my name is Patrice Borghese, and I have been working with Diane for a couple of years now, and also attended her seminar today. And I find Diane one of the most enlightening and enjoyable speakers and life coaches that I've ever heard. From this specific seminar, I did maintain the ability at least to focus and look within and find that jewel within my heart to become more aware of what I need to fulfill my life purpose.
My name is Nancy, and I just did the seminar with Diane Ingram. Diane did a fabulous job because I feel like she got me to think about things that I would never have thought of had I not come here. And I'm at these crossroads in my life where this is going to benefit me big time.